change them, we just patch them until a certain time when nothing is there. If you patch them, the next this will be a pothole, and we come and remove everything from the surface. But where we dispose of this is another matter. We just dispose somewhere on the roadside. That's just it, and leave it there. And I think even if we don't have the facility for disposing such as, you can recycle them. And this is another important area where we really neglect, and he was talking about pavements and this. The same material can be used very, very effectively, especially pavement, rest of cities and this, so we have to do this pavement. We go and pay for interlocks and this, whereas this raw material, I mean this recyclable material from the roads can be used very, very effectively and efficiently also in making this pavement. In this case, we reduce even the carbon footprint because most of these interlocks were made with generators. We don't have the power. And these generators really pump out a lot of, from fossil fuels, so they pump out a lot of carbon dioxide. And their transportation even to the place is also having its own carbon footprint. So I think it's a very good important that we suggest the increased use of recycling materials or recyclable materials in the works industry and in the construction all together. And then there was a talk of climate changes in the Ministry of Works. I think we have to even go beyond that. I think all the ministries, we have to sort of have interministerial committee on climate change. I don't know whether they have it, yes. But it's very. Pardon? Yes. Yeah. But then we have to insist that they function, because apparently they are not functioning, and there's no synergy. Because if there is, we wouldn't be at the place where we are now. And when it comes to question of environmental impact assessment, for example, which is said it really has to be done, but people try to sideline it or do shortcut, which is really very unfortunate. Because if we have taken the time to do that, to do the CIAs, a lot of things that have happened before maybe wouldn't have happened. Take the case of the overflooding that we had almost as supporters of our country and the water. If certain projects which were affected had already been subjected to climate environmental impact assessment, I think we would have avoided a lot of losses and damages, which up till now we have done nothing. I mean, to replace those things or to recoup them. In such cases also, I think the ecological and ecological aspect, here we can talk about biodiversity and human habitats, which are very, very much affected. If you look at the riverine areas, the coastal areas, during the flooding of 2012, most of our biodiversity along the coast have been just destroyed. Anyway, when we come to the problem, question of housing also, well, you talk about green buildings, and somebody was asking what is a green building. I would just like to, just in a funny way, say when you go to there's a green building here in Abuja. Abuja Yorosi Street. No, not Guzape. Guzape will come to that. But Abuja Yorosi Street. Where we have the ministry, the climate change department. The building is green. It has been painted green. So you call it green building. But if you go there, you see that it has nothing to do with green. Yes.
Actually, my picture director is green.
So, for me, a green building can just be defined as any building which you have constructed, which its carbon footprint during construction will eventually be offset to zero, and then it will continue even offsetting other carbon emission, apart from neutralizing its own. Typical example, we have some apartments in Buzapi, what they are saying. I think it's about 21 months now since it was constructed. They've never used 1 watt of power from NEPA or from generator. So if you imagine what amount of carbon dioxide has been emitted during the construction of those apartments, the blocks, whatever, during the whole construction, I think if they have not offset everything, at least half of it is gone now. And this is something that we have to really bring it to the notice of our policy makers to take it seriously. And we even have a concept of buildings paying off their whole cost of construction, even generating, income generating buildings. We did a calculation. A typical 3-bedroom flat. If you say you want to fully use renewable, let's say solar, the whole roofing, the typical 3-bedroom, the whole roofing, if you use only solar to let's say 200 watt panel to cover the whole roofing is nothing but the solar panels. It can generate up to 45 kV of power, and maximum, really, the people are very careful. They cannot use more than 15 kV per day. So the 30 kV can be sold to neighbors who don't have it. So it's generating income. This is number one. And number two, that 45 kVA building is displacing equivalent amount of generator, 45 kVA generator. And if you calculate the emission, let's say you use 60% in a year, maybe more. The emission of that 60% of that generator alone is a huge emission of carbon dioxide. And now if you have displaced it, this can be calculated in carbon credit. So when we are talking about housing schemes, because the government is talking about housing schemes for low income, something. Let's say we build an estate of 2,000 housing units. And you do them in such a way that every house is autonomous, is providing full electricity. Let's say with solar panels. It will cost a lot, but within 5 years, you pay off everything. And the extra 30, let's say we assume that every house is using only 15 kV, which is very, very, very normal. The 30 kV can now be sold to the neighboring, this outside the estate, which will also bring amount of money. In terms of green housing again, it's not only the energy, the power that you need for the business. We can at the same time install on all these houses solar water heaters. We are talking about heating system. Solar water heaters can come in, which will reduce again the consumption of energy. And then the houses produce human waste. So if we talk about green building, we see also how these human waste are evacuated. We can do a central sewage system for the whole estate, for example, of 2,000 houses. This can be, all the human waste can be channeled to one central biodigester, where not only the human waste but also the food, remaining food, all organic waste in that estate can also be fed into the biodigester. It will provide biogas for cooking in the same building, so that they don't have to buy fossil fuel like LPG if they don't need it, and they don't need kerosene or they don't need firewood. That biogas will suffice for them to do all their cookings, all their energy requirement for cooking without even resorting to the electricity. That's number one. And number two, the substrate matter after the digestion is a high quality organic fertilizer. So you see, that can also be a source of income for that estate. So in the long run, the estate can pay itself and even be generating income for the owners. And then at the same time, it is green in that case, because there's no offset. And when we talk about making some bricks for efficiency, but unfortunately, our type of bricks now are concrete bricks. and they absorb a lot of heat. So almost every house now where you are, you need an AC. So we can make a suggestion. There's no way in Nigeria that you don't see this thing. Well, the one we drink, the one you do with it, we throw them away. Some people will gather them and go and sell them in town, and they'll be selling kunu. Well, after you buy your kunu and drink, you still throw it away. And it ends up in the gutter. The same works. The amount of money that has been spent in doing this kind of thing to evacuate water during flooding and rainy season, we fill them with a lot of these things. A lot, really, a lot, millions. So now, we found out that this can be a very cheap building material. And we didn't only find out that, we did a demonstration. We have now a building which the BBC said is the best plastic bottle house in Africa. It's in Kaduna. Anybody who comes can come and see it. We use plastic bottles. We use 17,500 of this to build a complete house. And in this house, you don't even need an AC because it's so cool, it's self-regulatory. Now that it's hot, if you enter, it's very cold. So maximum you need only a ceiling fan and a solar panel can run a ceiling fan. And it's constructed in such a way that there is sort of cross ventilation. So you see, and not only that, the way we construct is bulletproof, that the military even is considering now putting some of their constant or permanent check this into the building with this, because it's more effective than the SATs they used to put at their control system. And we have millions of this. Millions of these bottles everywhere. And they are blocking our gutters and all channels and causing overflooding. Typical example is Lagos. If it rains for 1 hour now in Lagos, almost everywhere is overflooded. It's not that there are no canalization there, but they are filled with 3/4 of the rubbish are plastics, which don't decay and also pollute our landscape. So you see, there are a lot of inventions of this green construction and green building which we can use. And at the same time, anything green that we use here in Nigeria is a huge source of income for us. But we neglect it. This carbon credit has been, for the past 10 years, we have already lost a huge volume of it. And now Paris Accord is coming, where we even have to contribute to reduce our own 20% emissions. So after we reduce our 20% emission, what about the rest, the excess? We leave it, it's another huge amount of money, which if our policymakers really know, Nigeria even can be suppliers of CERs for the whole of the West African region. Because as somebody said, Nigeria, somebody was talking, we had our, compared to other West African countries, we had our documents ready, the other West African countries don't have it. We are ahead of some of these countries. So when it comes to such things, we can just be providing them with a lot of this. And this will be, it has a lot of added value chains and this that we can benefit from. Anyway, I've talked a little bit now. I see I'm kind of emotional again. So if there are questions, so my neighbor, yeah.